Go live. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, now we're live. Did it. Okay, and I'm also going to record here. Double recording. Oh my God, it's like the life of recording. This is why I have problems with taking photographs because takes time to record stuff. Okay, here we are.
Embed. Make sure that. Okay, cool. I didn't want to forget about that note in the instructions. I'm here now too.
Mhm.
It's
I can
Monday.
close off.
You can close it. You can close it. It works fine if you close it. It's Monday, October 30th, 5 p.m. Western. What is it?
Pacific time?
Pacific time, and we're here together as a bay. Cool.
Yay. Yay. Um, I have like an urge to be like, it's actually 5:10 and fighting that urge, and I just
It's
said it.
it's five. That's no. That's actually a really good. I looked at my watch and literally saw that it isn't actually 5 o'clock, and still said 5 o'clock. That not
I went through
necessary.
this whole process of being like, why do I need to say that? Can't it just be five? And then I said it anyways. This like round, like, yeah.
I I like that still. Thanks.
Okay, shall we oh, here's the agenda. Da, 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 da. Okay, if you want to look. So now we do the check-ins and highs and lows of the week and life lessons.
I've been learning how to be or reminded and re orienting towards learning how to be uncomfortable in friendships, like in the or like in like developing relationships that are good for me. That it's not always easy or effortless or super comfortable in the initial stages. My like very dreamy idealist sort of self, or the parts of me that are that way, really want to believe that things can just be like driven by what feels good and what feels comfortable, especially when it comes to relationships. But I've been sad and lonely from the fruits of that lately. And so in talking with friends and siblings about it, have been reminded that it's also can actually work out fine and great to be uncomfortable, and then to become comfortable as you get to know a situation or a person. Um, but it's like a shift for me. And so it's not comfortable and it's not easy. But I'm grateful to be learning this because it's hopeful in a way that continuing the same old way that I'm used to for now doesn't seem to be going well. Um, I don't know if y'all have something to share on the top of your mind already. I'm not gonna call one of you out in case not.
I guess I can share unless Ripple you want to. Um, so it's funny doing this at grad school because I also do it in the morning, also with my class. Um, but it also helps me to kind of get to the life lesson. But I think my life lesson is like, I mean, having like the I guess I'm having daddy problems, daddy dom problems. Not really, but just like the insecurities that come up, like, and like, have you either of you seen Heartstoppers, that TV show on Netflix. You seen it? It's so sweet, like so
Mhm.
sweet, like so. I watch it. I'm like squealing. I'm like, oh my god! It's just like everyone's just like queer and just like, and it's so like the capacity for love of these young people is like astonishing and like really beautiful. They're like in high school, and so like and just like thinking about like like I read this article which I maybe mentioned here, like why we truly never leave high school. It's by this person Jennifer Senior, and it's talking about draws on like Brene Brown's work on shame and stuff, and like I guess like during that period the development of our brains is such that like the shame that develops during that time is kind of like gets like formed or something, and so then we carry it with us anyway. So I was like thinking about like, oh yeah, like if like how different like also the media that's produced around like adolescence or something that I watched or something, and also my experiences were like not like that at all, and then thinking like, wow, these people are like they truly like really love each other. It's so amazing to watch, and like how like that, yeah, like how then that like the insecurities that I have today maybe wouldn't, I wouldn't have those, or like, like it's just like it developed from a different and it's very hopeful, I think, and exciting to think that way for the futures. So yeah.
I feel like my life lesson, the life lesson that's present for me, it might not be one that I really want to be the lesson, but I think I've accepted it. Like, I don't know. Like I'm like, it's already at the end of this spear of like compromise or whatever. But it's so the lesson is that like if I actually want to be able to have a job working on software, I'm going to need to like practice at the stupid, puzzly interview questions they ask you for software roles. Um, or like, and like my job for the last 6 years was like at a place that was like, those are stupid. Like that they don't reflect your ability to do the job. Like we have an interview that that tests your ability to do the actual job. And there's just so many, like if I want to work at a place where I don't give a shit, where I don't like, where I'm just get to do the work and like be fine with that and not be striving or whatever, like hey, I need to go somewhere that is not so um well also the like also because everyone else the people I'm competing with who are both like with more experience than me and less experience with me are also doing that stuff. So like in order to be competitive in this warped job market, I need to do the things and like okay, well I guess like, the life lesson was maybe that I've spent a lot of time in the last month or so learning how to do the British style cryptic crosswords that have like clues that you can't even tell what the clue is saying, and then you have to puzzle out what the clue is saying. And so I've been spending a month like staying up till 2 a.m. like practicing on these puzzles, on actual puzzles. And then the other night I was like, I guess I am like really gaining mastery in this thing that is completely useless and like also like and even like just sort of so like culturally bound to like the Guardian in like the 20 years of archive that I have available in the app. Uh, and it's like I might as well, like, if I'm scornful of like puzzle programming exercises, I might as well like I'm putting my puzzle energy on doing those exercises in addition. So that's that's my very compromised life lesson.
What was the end part when you turned your head? Sorry, I couldn't.
I don't know what was I saying.
Oh,
Um,
In the
oh,
midst of
about
time, yo, yeah, no, Antigua, go ahead and you can
no,
add more
no, you
detail.
no, you probably have more detail.
I was gonna be like, okay, you would finish talking about 20 years of the Guardian and spending your time learning this very specific thing, and that you might but you might as well blank. Like if you're gonna be, I think
Might as
that
well
kind of
spend,
clicked
yeah.
out for me.
So if I'm like doing puzzles that if I'm doing puzzles and I'm calling the interview process things puzzles as well, like might as well expand the kinds of puzzles that I'm doing, and like, and think about it as like an entertaining puzzle thing rather than a painful job preparation thing, um, where it is actually doing. There's this website called Leet Code where like they give you little small programming challenges like this, and like doing those in other programming languages that I'm less familiar with is like a great way to learn the details of how the language works. So it is actually kind of like also a very small portions way to snack on learning a programming language. So it's fine. But like, and the thing is just like, this is not exactly what I'm focusing my career on. Like, it's like all of this is on the path of compromise about what I'm doing with my productive energies in the world. But I think I'm finding some decent possibilities for that compromise. I'm keeping a different set of values in view as I'm doing that. So it's gonna be okay. But I'm trying not to get too intoxicated by the way that programming jobs work. They're stupid.
I feel that.
Yeah. That's the kind of job you want. Because you also mentioned about like having a job that you don't have to like strive for or strive in or be.
I've like I've done I think for a lot of my career, like I think my identity and my job were tied together in some way, um, in various ways. And so like kind of just letting go of the having a different perspective on like what work am I doing that is an expression of myself and like the impact I want to have on the world, and what work am I doing to pay the bills. And like I certainly don't want to be making, you know, war toys to pay the bills, but like if I can just be making websites and or like doing the back end of websites or whatever, like, and then having that not follow me home, and having that like not having my ego, I guess, yeah, not having my ego tied up in the way that I make money, I guess is the previous like life insight that I'm trying to find a way to apply in practice, and letting go of the ego parts of me that don't want to do these programming exercises, and just accepting that without ego, I will practice and it'll be fine.
I appreciate that bit about like it can just like I can see them as puzzles, and they can just be puzzles, and then there's still the other part that just is so persistently like, get this toxic waste away from me. Get like like it's a waste of time. This is draining me. It's so bad. I don't know. That's the way that I relate to it, not in specifically to job interviews, but that like warring between them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I also like the shifting of thinking of it as a puzzle. Because it's kind of like a screw, then it's like Scrooging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is Scrooging.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say more there, Ripple? I don't want to interrupt.
I feel complete.
I don't know why this feels, I know we're a bit behind on the agenda. We have updates and announcements, and I wanted to, I like it. I don't know. I felt like seeing if there's any special needs we have to show up in this space this week, or I think I can I share something about Thinky Feely Tank and Lamb Shift in it? Just that, like, I'm really looking forward to our danger room about Thinky Feely Tank's shape and size. And I'm that it's nice to see y'all today. And it was nice to have little, I keep on forgetting the phrasing, work playtime last week with you and Tangler. And yeah, friendships have been hard for me lately, and I feel kind of, and so I feel I've been feeling kind of like unsteady and just really confused about relationships. And so I I enjoy our time together. I think there's surely deeper stuff there too that's just in my subconscious, but at least I can share at that level. And acknowledge that that's going on.
Wait, really? That's so amazing. It's also so, thank you. I had like, it's so funny how it was like such a gift, but I was like so scared that you were gonna be like, I'm out of here. I don't know. I had that script and I'm like, it's like so interesting. I mean, this is like, yeah, like it's interesting to notice that, like me having, I don't know why that came about, but maybe it's like a Bane moment or something. Yeah. I'm so happy that you're here, or we're here all together.
Updates and announcements.
Oh yes, updates and announcements. Oh yeah, so the tiny health thing. I think we should like should we order this thing? I think Charlotte's having some stuff with at home and like access to internet. I need to check in on her again. So I know that she was going to do the order. So wondering if we should wait for Charlotte. Should we yeah, order it ourselves, or I mean, of course, also in communication with Charlotte, but
I mean, if Charlotte's having issues with doing tasks that need to be done on the internet, then I think it might be kind to all of us to find out her mailing address and then order them and have one sent to her.
okay. So yeah, so maybe I'll start an email thread with all of us who are ordering it, and then yeah, get everyone's addresses, and then I can also reach out to Charlotte too and just give her an update on what we're doing. And then once we do that, then we can order the tests. Still haven't figured out about direct payment from the Open Collective, but I think I can look into that. Or you know what? I can ask Zach. Yes, I'm actually just making a note for myself. Okay. And then we'll have an answer for that. And yeah, and then we can just like pay for it. Yeah.
I'm in a place where I'm working less than I was last month or so. And so if ways that Charlotte's inaccessibility to the internet, if it's helpful for like coordinating any of the orders, doing orders, any of that, just know that in the emails in Tangler, if it feels good to you to be kind of initiating those emails, but that if it also ends up feeling good to you to delegate any of the tasks necessary to do this, I have capacity for you to delegate it my way. no worries if you're good taking whatever you're good taking care of, take care of it, but also delegate things my way.
Okay, I mean, yes, I would love, yeah, that would be cool. Thank you. I mean, would you want to start the thread
I
too?
could who all
So it's I can type it in. It's or maybe I'll put it in the agenda.
okay.
I think it's down here. Like, let me copy it. It's somewhere in here. I've listed everyone's name. Oh, here. 6 people
Okay.
here. Sorry, it's got your pedestrian names on there. I don't know.
That's good.
I never know
I
what to
don't know the
call
term
them.
pedestrian names before this, but it's great.
So I think Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte needs to still come up with. So I can. Oh, wait, maybe I should start it so I know everyone's email. Should I start it, or I can put everyone's email? Oh, wait. If which would you prefer? Lamp shift.
um that's so I don't know why it's hard to answer.
What's the scripts going on in
Oh
your dealers?
Jesus.
I told you mine.
um
No pressure.
that I feel capable of writing a good email to these people, and I don't have their email addresses. I'm a little bit, the scripts going on are Lammy, don't take other people's tasks. You don't need to do that, especially when they can take care of them themselves.
I can
Um,
watch that script.
okay, cool. Could you whether it's sometime during the meeting or afterwards, could you just paste in the email addresses for the people?
Definitely.
Okay.
I'll put it in the agenda. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send an email to Zach, who's the person who's our fiscal sponsor, Rose School's fiscal sponsor, and ask him about the OC payment because they can tell us. Cool. And so that's that. We're done with that. Cool.
Yeah, I see next point is Max's Furby proposal.
Oh yeah. So a new friend, the person who I met on Field, who Maxx is his name, who is also at Caltech, um, in learning or studying mechanical engineering, which part of that is robotics. So we were talking, and he was kind of telling me about his projects, and so I told him about Bay, and like he was like interested in it. So I met with him last week, and so he made this very cute drawing of a Furby. So like he was saying that Furbies are pretty like he can get into electronics and reprogram it. And so okay, wait, what is this? Okay, $40 for the base. That's what it says here. I guess maybe that's the Furby, right? And then it says and then these are like the internal modifications. So these are the like it's like this electronics connector to computer and integration with AI type device. Oh, so he was also talking about a hub too, like making like a hub because the Furby can only contain so much computing stuff. And so like maybe the Bay collects or the Furby collects data that then goes into this larger hub that has a bigger computer that can like, yeah, do stuff with it. So yeah, I guess like working also closely with people whoever's working on the machine learning aspect of it, AI. And so then it says like 360 for extra programming support. Initial setup of first one includes bootloader for adding some sort of external AI control if you want me to make the AI brains and all that's another quote. Okay. Okay, reasonable to expect about 225 per unit after would be able to update to whatever the current version of software firmware is. And then he gave his like rate, which is like for his like my general rate for engineering work is 40 an hour. Quotes and simple high-level meetings are free of charge. So that's that. I don't know anything about Furbies very much. Has anyone had experience with Furbies and what they can do? Should we watch a video for a Furby video?
My only experience with Furbies is seeing some Furby videos just across the internet in the past decade.
I have no direct experience, but I love the idea. I think, um, like I think I think with especially with an external processing unit hub, like we could, as long as it has some kind of visual perception, some kind of auditory perception, and like we can we can make it have any kind of response to any kind of input. And um, like I think even even the way that putting it into a Furby form like really emphasizes the robotness of it. Where I think I was imagining like a truly like heavily robot animal or something, or maybe oh god, actually at the Boston Museum of Science, there's one of those Boston Dynamics robot dogs that are like those like terrifying killing machines, and it's in this whole like AI is a good thing exhibit with like it's sponsored by Boston Dynamics. I think Furby is a great form to be putting like I think and even having the Furby asking more probing like somatic and trauma questions really sounds like it really gives me a thrilling feeling. It really feels like if a Furby is like you know what happened in your childhood that this reminds you of or something. It sounds I love it.
Buy it too. Can we look at a video? I was just looking at. I've never really seen one. I found just like a lot of them are like unboxing of Furbies. Um, there's one that's from USA Today that's a minute and 28 seconds. Let's see if that one is. Oh my goodness. I want to see a Furby commercial. I'm not good at looking at stuff like this. Maybe I should look at it. Oh yeah, Furby. Can you look at the commercial? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
It's just short, 30 seconds. Oh wait, can you? It's pretty low.
Cannot hear the audio.
Yeah. Oh, here. Because it's cool.
Yes.
Is that better?
When you share your screen, check the share audio box.
Yeah. Me. Also, sorry, Ripple. I interrupted you while you were talking. Oh, no.
I just end up going in circles, I like to be interrupted.
Oh, I did it motherfucking again. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, should talk nicer to myself. Everything is okay. It's
Don't talk
okay.
that way to my friend Entangler.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Now I'm gonna do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Now you see it?
Everything is frozen in my end.
Uh-oh.
That's not your fault.
Hey, Furby!
I can hear and see it.
I can hear it.
You can hear it. You can't see it though.
Right.
This is such a this video is awful. This is let's hearing it with the audio. It's like
It's okay. Wait. You play.
Oh, I can see it now.
Hey, Furby! Dance party!
Furby can dance and has ears that glow.
So many ways to play, you and your bestie all the way. Copycat! Furby talks back! Furby talks back!
Yeah, it's like that.
Furby say, absolutely.
So many ways to play whichever. With your new best friend, you've got forever. Free your inner Furb, each sold separately, batteries not included.
Okay, so the
Wait!
oh my goodness. So it's like the eyes and the ears move.
Mhm.
So it can like do this, blink eyes, and then it talks. I wonder, does it receive? Like, I guess that's can be programmed into like how Ripple you were saying, like if it can like intake data, right? Then in like, but that's part of the programming side.
Yeah, on the programming side.
So it's kind of like using Furby as like a shell or something, like that can be, kind of like reprogramming viruses or something. You're like kind of what is they have this term that's sort of like Scoopy or something, but like they
CRISPR.
the CRISPR. I don't know if we're getting back on the CRISPR. The CRISPR is so crispy though. I mean, the way it sounds, not like a Scoopy. They gut the iris. Oh, here it is, Furby. Yes, found a better one. Whoa. Oh my god, they burned the fucking Furby. Why did they do that?
Oh, I didn't share audio. Sorry.
yeah, if it's saying anything good, we don't hear.
Yeah, I fucked it up too.
One thing that I realized. Oh no, okay. It's
Wait, what were we gonna say?
Oh, I'll bring
Yes,
it up after we see the video.
For Alexa, tell me about Furbies.
A Furby is an American electronic robotic toy released in 1998 by Tiger Electronics.
I thought I'd make Furby a little less annoying and give him an upgrade with a real brain.
So that's like, I guess the gist of it.
No,
They,
but
yeah,
yeah,
they've done.
keep going. Yeah, sorry. Just
They've done some hacking.
What body did they put it on? What body did they put on it? I'm curious.
Let's see.
they want a new body, not a new brain. Is that what they
No,
said?
it's a new brain, but they did take off the
they
fur
put the body
part as
back
well.
on.
Turn on the dining room lights.
Okay.
To telling me the weather. For Alexa,
So
what's the weather like?
In Tampa, it's 69 degrees with cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for thunderstorms with a low of 66 degrees.
To playing my favorite songs.
Speak like Yoda, I cannot.
I didn't have room for a battery, let alone the voltage booster that would be needed to boost it up to 5 volts, so I just plug an AC adapter into the back, and that'll work fine. Sits on my desk anyways. Now, because I know some of you are going to ask this, will my Furby catch fire? And the answer is maybe. Just kidding, though I thought about this a lot.
Do you think that
Uh,
other robotics can be added to it? Like if we wanted like tentacle, like can things be added to it? Like, and we can like add to the Furby body too, and maybe we can put our microbes on it or something, and it starts growing in the I don't know in the fur. Is that
interesting.
possible?
I would ask Max about adding other appendages to it, but like I think yeah, I don't know. Like it certainly if we already have like a hub that is like the external brain, then like we could have that be sending signals to other electronics that were attached to the body. So, but like it wouldn't, if we can't make it go through whatever's on the Furby itself, we could
Mm,
synchronize it with that, I guess.
really? Okay.
In theory, I don't know.
Should we do it? Should we work with Maxx to do this? I have some like my reservations, I guess. Like if we're gonna danger room this, like I think like I don't know, maybe similar things with the gut thing, or just in terms of like what are we like entangling with the Furby and like what are the limitations of it and like is it kind of replicating or like yeah, like certain kind of relationships or like how we're thinking about the bay um in any way, stuff like that. And with that, I also like this thing of like, oh, let's just do something. Let's just do it because it's also like the experience of this is what Max talked about too, about like just being with something, that's like
Mhm.
for something and talking with it and seeing how it feels. Um, and if we do this, maybe I can reach out to Matrix, who's the computer scientist person, and I don't know if Ripple, if you like you're interested on, yeah, like or like get the AI, like the AI kind of machine learning
Mhm.
component. Also working on that so that we can merge it with the Furby thing, and then if we're doing this gut stuff, maybe we can figure out how to also use that information to for the design or altering the Furby somehow. Because like the microbes were supposed to aid in the design of the bay.
Mm.
Uh, so maybe there's a way to also like bring that in.
Right. It's kind of fun at this point with the amount of video that we have. If we transcribe the video with like knowing who's speaking at what times, um, and then trained trained the text model on the conversation we've been having, so that like when we ask it a question, it is sort of like giving coming from the amalgamation of all of the dialogue that we've had so far.
I also thought I could like with our mutual consent, I could like talk to Furby as Ripple, or I could talk to Furby as Entangler.
Yeah, right. Yep. Um,
It's amazing. I love this. This is so cool. Wait, how is this done? How is this? So it's like an archive. It provides like an archive for the machine. Is it a machine learner? Is it like an AI thing or?
so like what we would probably do in effect is like every like person to person exchange that happens in our transcripts, we would like have it as a training thing. So like given the prompt of Ripple saying this for 2 minutes, like what's the response that you would give? And then I think also, yeah, what's the response that Tangler would give? What's the response that Lampshift would give? Um, and and so like it's sort of a pair, a prompt and a response is what we would train it on, and then from those prompts it would learn to respond to prompts in some way.
That's so that yes. Okay, that's like something that we were gonna do in ref school too. I think like that we started recording it as like the feeding it to the baby bay. Like it's like the
Hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah.
huh.
So we
I love
and we so one thing we could end up having is like, 10 Furbies sitting around a table having a conversation among themselves, um, or something.
Oh my God. Okay. I think we should do it. I think we should do it.
I think the yeah, I think fleshing out how we would want how like given that text model, like how do we want the Furby to be engaging that? I think because yeah, and I think actually I think in terms of like teamwork, like having people who are focusing on the external embodiment and people who are focusing on the models and people who are focusing on the hacking. Um, Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Look, yeah. This sounds fucking yeah. This is exciting, like that one meeting with Fawn with the idea for the recruitment for rev school. That was
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
This is also good too. I love it. Okay, so then should we, I mean, should we like I guess next step is like to tell Max we're like totally into it and get like a bit more robust quote or something. But then should we also provide like notes or things, like questions or something? I guess I have some questions that like because he also works during this time, I think, so that's why he but I think he gets off at 6, but it's still tight. But he said he might be able um but I want to like make sure it's like yeah, we're like ready to talk to him if we ask him to come or something.
I feel like we should get another level deeper as a group on what the vision is for both the dialogue model and the Furby embodiment of it. Because they are, because they're separate components that don't need to be go together also. But I think, but I think the inspiration of having the Furby form has definitely been energizing for me. So I think keeping going with that is worthwhile.
I see you nodding now, Shift. So yeah.
Yeah, I what I'm feeling like drawn to like slowness with this, and I think in part I'm not feeling the like I don't feel excited about the idea, but that's not like that's not a bodily no. That's just that I don't have excitement like propelling any sort of uh urgency. And um and so if that's what we're that can be uh if we're driven by excitement and moving at the pace of excitement, it can make sense for us to kind of move quickly to get a thing and to feel the I don't know the excitement of engaging with the project and starting to work with something. And for where like and also if that's not where if we're not relying on that to drive us, if we're not relying on excitement or like a fast pace to drive us, and if it's okay on Max's end, then like it would feel then I'd feel then what I'd like and what feels good to me is like being able to I feel afraid of focus getting divided between Furby version of Bay, kind of making sense of what we're going to get from Tiny Health, and the continuing development of what Thinky Feely Tank is. and our ethics. And so I think what's at the kind of the foundation of that is wanting like a wanting assurance of the way that we're going to be able to engage with the ethics and the questions of what we're entangling with and the questions of how we do our thinky feeling. And so the prospect of moving on the like developing Furby Project Bay now makes me feel kind of it brings up scarce attention and scarce energy and scarce time feelings that seems like it would that makes me scared of it pulling away from the development of the other things too.
That makes sense. It is hard to get things done. Yeah. And I definitely don't want to also drop any of those things. And wondering if, because I guess I feel there's a way to do it, but it might be slower on both ends, in terms of like how the pace of this like making stuff, I guess the making stuff, which is like maybe the tiny health and then the Furby and then maybe getting Matrix in here. And then this other thing of like the ethic, going through the TFTs and making the ethics and thinking about the Thinky Feely Tank itself. I think both are, I also want to do both, but they might move if both of them at slower pace if we do both. And is that what you want this to go faster?
I don't think it matters a whole lot. Like you putting it that way and me saying like what the body says no, like bodily no thing. It's like I think it doesn't matter a whole lot to me.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, you did say it wasn't like a bodily no. So yeah, just like a good reminder, I think, to not forget other stuff. And I think it's helpful to state to like name those things, So yeah, so like I guess what I can do is like reach out, like yeah, and like right now we're already over time. Good example. So so what I'm gonna do is, maybe I will take a picture of this and like send it in the email, and I might and put it in our Google Doc with some questions for that we might want to ask Maxx, and then I can tell Maxx how it goes and share this thing and then see what next steps would be, or like what he thinks. And then Lamb Shift, you're gonna reach out to I'm gonna send you put the emails in here and do that. And then for updates, we're like so passive. But wait, any quick Ripple? Do you have any Ripple updates?
No, I haven't been working on any of my main projects, I don't think. Like I'm on vacation. I started a new notebook and I've like discovered the intent of writing things in the notebook that I'm afraid to say out loud, and like actually thinking through like scary ideas on paper instead of just having them hang around in my semi-consciousness. So that's my big project right now. my current active project. I'll be back in LA next week, so back in my studio.
I really like how
My
you said
bedroom.
I'm on vacation. It was great.
Okay, cool. Okay, so moving on because we're gonna kind of catch up, maybe not, but so the webpage language, this is going into like like what the TFT is. So Lamship and I, we like got all this stuff done. It was so great. But we got the live stream we got the embed code for the live stream in the channel so that we haven't embedded it, but it seemed to work in a tester. And we went through all the elements, which I think is also good for Ripple to also go through the elements as well. But one of the things that we were going to work on today was the section that says like what is Thinky Feely Tank. Here, I can just like share it just really quickly, just so that we have a look at. So here's this. Let me make it bigger. So we thought, we can bring this is Lamshift's kind of answer to this question, I suppose. Because like this is like how do we describe the Thinky Feely Tank? So we thought we would just come in with our own descriptions of it and then maybe work something out. And I do not have one, so just FYI.
Ripple, did you get the chance to put one together? Because
I have not prepared one. No.
would it does it still feel does it how do y'all feel talking about this?
I mean, we could also do something else too, like we can also go to TFT 1 post read, or go through the elements with Ripple, or work on.
I'm curious about the elements just because I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
I also think that I like that paragraph here is also pretty nice. Like, I think it would be a fine starting point, but I guess the idea was to have independently conceived things that we then diffract. So maybe I should concede my own thing.
Yes. When you put it that way, sense. Too bad we can't have maybe Fawn can make this some kind of graphic where like our things are going through the diffraction and they're like overlay. That'd be cool. Wait, Ripple, you can also probably do something like that too with your cube. Now I'm thinking, okay, let's go over the different elements. So over here, so we're thinking, I guess, on the top would be the embedded YouTube channel that will be hopefully playing the archive, and then when we're live, it will play the live stream. So that's going to be, and then some kind of language about like what is TFT, like what is a Thinky Feely Tank, so people can get some kind of idea of what a Thinky Feely Tank is. And then there's going to be like technical instructions just on how to join the TFT. So you can either, watch the live stream and not join the Zoom, or you can join the Zoom and the TFT. And then, it's if you want to join the Zoom, give instructions on how to, join the Rev School Zoom link. And then we had actually a discussion about the reclaimer statement, but some kind of version of a reclaimer statement to both address the recording and get consent and a way to state our ethics with this. So like, like just let people know that this is being recorded and that like, yeah, that the recordings may be used to feed the bay, basically, or something. And so if you're not cool with this, then to give instructions on how to use like Zoom avatars or link to a voice modulator. Lamshift downloaded a voice modulator. I don't know if you had time to test
Oh,
it.
I can update a little bit about that once we go through this.
Oh, okay, cool. And then so that's the technology, and then we're also gonna embed the two TFTs, like the videos, TFT1 and TFT2. Maybe they'll be like smaller. And then we're getting into here, like what we are currently TFTing now or past. And we actually had a big long discussion about this, me and Lamshift. Curious what you think about it. But yeah, so it'd be functioning both as a way to like give people who are visiting, don't know anything about it, an idea of the types of projects we might be, like that we've talked about where it's possible. And also it's a way to like, I guess, archive it, and also a way to share these projects, to like platform the projects too. And then this archive of past TFTs. And so I have wondering if this is redundant, because like when you with the embedded in the embed, there's like a 3 dots that you can, open up all the archive, then you can like jump to all the different recorded YouTube live streams. And then wondering if we should have another section that just lists the archive TFT meetings for easier access. I had agendas here. I don't know if, I think maybe Charlotte mentioned agendas. I think that one of the issues with this is that it's going to have to be updated by something or someone, and wondering, is something like this, could this be automated? And then if we want to include it, and then a section on the TFT radio show, Keichung radio show, with Gradient Saffron. And so think about embedding an audio player with some visualizer playing archive radio shows. So, so I also have that, and then description of the show, links to the Keichung, and perhaps an archive of the radio show. But this is also something that would need to be updated unless it can be automated. So those are all the elements.
I think there's a way to automate the agendas. I think the biggest blocker to automating the agenda for each meeting is that currently it's just one big long agenda for all the meetings. So like to actually have them broken up by date would be, there'd be some additional engagement would be needed, intervention would be needed to make it automatable, but like you can definitely hook into the Google Docs API, like get the text from the thing and put it on the page. If not, just embed the Google Doc directly on the page. That might be possible. I don't know.
Or maybe
Probably rather.
I mean, maybe it could just be a link to the Google Drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a button or something. How about the archive TFT meeting? So like every time, so we broadcast live every 2 weeks, and then do you think we should have like it on the web page?
Isn't that at the top?
Well, yeah, so in the in this YouTube channel, or sorry, yeah, in the embed, I think when we looked at it, I mean, I guess I could try to play it. Can I play it? It is playing live. I guess I could test it. Should I test it?
Oh, if you go to the link, remember there's that thing that you can click on that shows how it looks like when it's embedded that we looked at last time.
Did I do that? I could do that. Let's see. Okay, so it's here, right?
Yeah, it was the share button.
How come it's not playing it right now?
I think let's see if it might still be okay and work. Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
so it's here. All right.
Yeah,
No.
where's the share button?
How come it's not playing it right now?
I
Did
think
you see this?
let's see if it might still be okay and work.
See it?
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
so it's here. All right.
Oh.
See?
Yeah,
No.
where's
Yeah,
the
I
share
have it
button?
green. Do you not see it? How come it's not playing it right now?
What happens if you press
see
play
this?
on this little embed piece? Let's see
so
if it might still be okay and work.
See it?
Yeah,
Oh wait,
cool.
so I want to mute it. It's here. All right. See?
Yeah,
No.
where's the
Yeah, I
share
have it.
button?
Yeah, no, I was Do you not doing see it. It just wasn't. I don't think you can see it. Can you see the little pop-up window?
Yeah,
Oh, you can see
I
it.
think that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, so see here, see this. So over here, if you click that, it lists all the things.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
So this is supposed to be what it looks like when it's embedded.
I see.
Oh,
And what you want?
oh, you can see
I
it.
think it's
Huh? Ripple.
yeah. So I mean, and so the agenda, the thing of the elements is not this, but just like first of all, I guess archived includes the ones before we were live streaming, I guess. So we could either upload them to YouTube
Yes.
with the same naming format, or just sort of link to the
Channel. So yeah, so if this is embedded, people could access all the archives here, the ones that are uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, I forgot about the ones that are not that were not prior to going live. So they can access it here. So the question is whether or not to have oh my gosh, where is it? Like a separate section somewhere on the web page that lists the archive, or is that redundant?
Hmm. I think I do feel like some alternative way to see, like even just a list with comments instead of like, what we see in the YouTube embed is all there is. And like, if we want to say anything more about it, if we wanted to have 3 lines, like, here's what we talked about, here's what came out of this meeting, here's anything about it. I think that's not possible to add unless we add it to the YouTube media. But if we have our own page that we control, we could have better.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on our own webpage on the Rev School. Like we're going to embed that thing that you saw.
Yeah.
Something you said made me think about that we should list this for accessibility reasons, because maybe screen readers can't access that archive button, or something.
Mm.
The embed of the video. So maybe for accessibility reasons, it's good for people to be able to easily access archived meetings.
Mm.
It's worth it. Yeah.
I'm gonna add that note.
Yes, thank you.
And Ripple, you'd also mentioned the being able to just add little summary or accompanying text of some sort of accompanying commentary or text to each video that wouldn't be possible. This is one place where that could live in this archive of past TFTs.
Yeah.
Mm, like
I do
transcripts,
think there's
stuff like that.
transcripts. Yeah.
Transcripts and comments or the chat. Or we should add that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm Shift, are you putting a note on that too?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Um, such as transcripts, summaries, or particular details we want to call out. There's one other thing that y'all had said.
Chat? The chat doc?
Oh, yeah. There's and it could benefit us. I would be benefited by like having some idea of where we feel out, like, knowing that we can try something and that if it's too much to upkeep or like I have a hard time telling when to like be like, oh, whatever, that didn't work. Let's not keep on doing that thing, such as if it's a matter of uploading the videos and putting this company stuff, or and when it's a matter of, oh, this takes a bit of energy, but we're going to keep on investing this energy into it because it's a decision we made and we want to keep on making this decision. I guess that's when we have discussions about do we want to keep on making this decision to do this thing, or do we want to make the decision to do it differently?
Yeah. And hopefully it can be automated, a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it's gonna have to be kept, yeah. Which I don't mind doing stuff like that. It's just I just like add it to like the admin thingies. It's like put it in my calendar. I used to do that for my website, K-Chung shows. So yeah. So we'll see, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on this?
I feel like an automated way to. I feel like if as long as we name the radio show files consistently, we can also pretty easily automate embedding the archive.
Yes, because K-Chung does that. K-Chung has an archive that yeah, and we have to title it all a specific way so that it so that I think someone used to have to upload it at the end of the night. I wonder if they automated it. Okay, cool. And so that could be the same for. Oh yeah, we're thinking about just linking to the Google Doc. Is that funny? Is that weird? I mean, maybe
I
that's
like
weird.
it.
You like it?
No. I mean, we need to be careful not to like have things in the Google Doc that we don't want to be public. But other than that, I think it feels honest to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. It feels like vulnerable or something. I don't know. This Google Doc. I have to change the settings on it. Oh yeah, we should make a note about that in a Google Doc.
Oh yeah. Agendas. There we go. Yeah, Google.
Google Doc, yeah. Oh, also the archive TFT meetings too could be a Google Doc. I'll just everything's going into Google Doc. This we have to figure out, like the embed of the audio player.
The visualizer we have to figure out, especially.
Yeah,
Let's
when
see
I'd said when I brought up visualizer in our meeting last week, I was envisioning like there being a visual that we pair with the audio and upload to the YouTube channel. And I'm not attached to that at all. For me, it's categorized in a list of like nice looking or what's the word, the sort of move that that makes access friendlier or more more branded even. I think is honestly what it does kind of come down to branding, just in a sense it's not about like money or brand in that way.
Wait, the visualizer would be playing on YouTube?
It makes me think, I mean, this is, I'll find
You want I can stop sharing, or do you want me to stop?
I'm gonna see if I can find it's like whenever an artist will upload a song of theirs to YouTube and it doesn't have a video with it, there's like something that still shows on YouTube, and sometimes it's something that static, and sometimes it's something, what's the opposite of static? Moving, animated. It's some sort of animation or loop.
Of what?
Let me see.
Just like random something that YouTube makes?
No, I guess it's some like a wait. Can you can you open this up? This is like this, for example. This is a very complicated example, or the visual of it is very whatever. It's like a nicely made CG graphic or something. But it's like I feel like this is an example of a video that is just meant to be in the background rather than something that you're kind of actively engaging with. But imagine if there's a psychedelic hip hop artist who put out a new song and just had this going on in the background, maybe with their lyrics or with their picture over it. That's the sort of thing that a visualizer, that's the sort of description of what visualizer is in the context that I was mentioning it.
I'm gonna close my door. I can still hear it though.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the idea of a visualizer like this. I think if we're gonna do this, I think we should make our own.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have such cute, I mean, they're just like Bay, Thinky Feely Tank, and Rev School have all had such like such sweet feeling looks to them.
Mhm.
Sweet feeling look. Would this be like on the background of the whole web page?
It could be. I was picturing it in a window like that, but the
Oh,
webpage would be like if we're coding it ourselves, I think yeah, having like the embed of the audio player and then the rest of the page is a visualizer, that would be great.
Ripple Tank.
that'd be so intense. This web page is gonna be so intense. Just be
Yeah,
like,
for being the whole web page, that's a little bit overwhelming to me. Like interacting with a web page that has very dynamic stuff going on. I don't know how much it matters to. I mean, Ripple, you said that it does sound kind of nice to have the visualizer going on with the. Was that in context of the radio show files?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I need to pee too. I'm gonna go off for that. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay. Bring back the visualizer.
oh, okay, so much better.
Awesome.
Looking at more, yeah. So it would be just it's such an interesting component to the.
I'm just embarrassed to think of a song like what's the I'm just embarrassed to think of my own music to pull up an example of
Your music?
like an artist that I
Wait, you have music?
no, this is by my own music, just music that I like.
Oh no, totally. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, why is that so?
Okay, I was just listening to Christine and the Queen's visualizer. So this is like things are so basic. Usually it's just some sort of little loop going on.
And this would be based off of the radio show?
Not specific to each episode, but just a general animation or video that plays to accompany the audio of each radio show.
So they would be different for each radio show or the same?
I was thinking each one would be the same. And this was all but if they live on our website just as like MP3 files embedded, then that's a like the reason why that sort of thing would exist on YouTube is so that there's something to engage with visually while you're listening to something just to engage with mostly orally. But if somebody's on the website and playing a clip of the radio show that's just the MP3, then they're able to interact with and see the website more generally too, and that could kind of fill the purpose. I am drawn to being able to upload radio show onto the YouTube page.
Oh.
But that's not something that feels particularly important or that I feel strongly about.
I see. To like make another channel on our Rev School, I mean the TFT YouTube and like of the TFT radio show?
That we'll upload all our videos from Thinky Feely Tanks, and we'd also upload all our videos from the radio show. Maybe there'd be another playlist that would be all the radio shows compiled.
Right. Yeah, like another playlist. Yeah, second
Uh-huh.
playlist. I see what you're saying. Okay. And then embed that video, like similar to how we're embedding the I see. I get it now. Okay.
I don't know the benefits of that versus just doing like embedding an MP3 file.
I'm wondering though, now thinking about that, because Gradient really like not having the cameras on or just being an audio thing.
Mm-hmm.
Better as just audio.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like we can have a cute little radio graphic or something. I don't know, for the player or something. But I was thinking you were first before I kind of understood it now through YouTube. I was like, oh, it could be a place in which, Gradient can do some kind of graphic that's about the TFT, like some, like, because they were thinking about making a jingle or, some songs, and maybe it could also be something like that too. Yeah, but that maybe, yeah, but we can also ask Gradient and Saffron how they would want it to be embedded. But I was just remembering that thing that Gradient
Mm-hmm.
off our camera, so it's just it is
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, just the voice and not having visuals for sure. It's like kind of like the charm of the radio.
I'm making note of that too.
I was picturing a visualization that was at least a little bit. It was based on the audio track itself. And I think, I mean, I wonder if there
Oh
was this
damn,
Apple TV show.
use your fucking ripple tank for the visuals.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, someone said that earlier, and I like the idea. And and like having those ripples be actually the waves of the waveforms of our speech interacting could be really interesting.
Yes.
First, I was thinking you meant, but so yeah, I'm glad that Ripple that you're bringing that out, because at first that's what I was thinking, that lamp shift net, and then I was like, oh, so that's possible. That's not so hard.
It's I've never done it. I've always wanted to be able to do it. So it could be my next little project.
Oh yeah, speaking of sound, how about the voice? You mentioned you were gonna say something about that voice modulator lamp shift.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I looked into them. There's none that are like, oh, this is awesome and perfect. That I came across. This was me just like doing a Google search through Reddit and seeing what came up from that. So it wasn't comprehensive. I tried some that were really, really bad. I tried some that were just like bad as in very delayed and only pick up like half of your speech. I tried one that it was like open source sort of software, and it was more about like fine tuning the bass and treble in different ranges of your voice. So I couldn't figure out a way for that to actually translate into a like distorted voice or like a masked voice. And then I tried one that was this was the first one that had come up that was up on our screen share Entangler last week. Let me see what voice mod. It's just called voice mod.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a software company, and the program is like about 3 gigabytes of storage. There's a version for Windows, there's a beta version for Mac. the thing is, it seems geared for like subscription pro users. So there are a bunch of different capabilities that it has, but without being a subscription pro user, each day it just gives you a selection of 2 or 3 of its voice effects that you're able to use for free. So it's not reliable in that sense. It seems functional. It's a sort of it's like a program that's way beefier than it needs to be for the capabilities for whenever you're using it for free. But it was like it wasn't hard to use. It just isn't the sort of software that like feels like exciting or that I feel enthusiastic about recommending to people. But it isn't. It does seem like something that works.
Which one was this one?
It's called Voice Mod. I'll paste into the chat or maybe I'll paste it. Did we have a section in the instruction? No. This is my little write-up about it.
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, the one that you're saying is maybe okay. Is it usable or not?
It is usable, yes.
And you can hear, you can understand, because remember that Reddit was like, it's good if you, as long as you don't have to you don't have to like really understand what the person is saying.
Yeah, I noticed that sometimes people like there were in the threads it was like, it's really good if you know how to do voice acting, like really enunciate in the certain ways that you do when you're voice acting. And I was like, oh, there are certain ways that my voice just kind of is not as legible, and maybe becomes legible as people get to know me or become familiar with it. And that's probably the case for all of us. And I've never interacted with somebody while they're using a voice modulator to like actually try to conduct a meeting and see like where the weird little illegibilities are in it that make it kind of hard to follow everything that they're saying.
So
that just seemed, I think that it seemed like the best that seems kind of expected of a voice modulator, especially in real time, where it's not able to be like fine-tuned to be super, super easy to hear like it is whenever they censor somebody's voice or like distort somebody's voice on like a news broadcast to hide their identity.
Do you think it's worth still putting that in there, like in the instructions, like if you want to, this is how to do Zoom avatars, and then here's a voice modulator that you can use? Yeah, I think it's okay.
I think so. I think so. I do think so. I do think so.
It's easy to use and download, and yeah. I'm curious about it. Yeah, Zoom doesn't have a built-in voice. Watch they do.
I couldn't even find the virtual avatar last time I looked. Oh wait, here it is. You have to sign in. Okay, I'm not signed in right now.
That's also good to know. To sign into an account.
I was trying to find this video to share like a little bit of what I was picturing for visualization. Oops, no, gonna share the audio. Crucial. Oh, it's on. It's checked now. Great. This is a TV show that I've never watched on Apple TV, but I've watched the trailers for it.
Hi. Hi. I was wondering if you could come see me today. See you. Sure. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Hey, so, how's life? Sarah?
Like, which is kind of what
How's my little girl?
Mommy's crying and
visualizers do, just with like usually more full screen stuff. But I think some kind of minimal waveform could be fun to play with.
What is that movie?
12-minute episodes of an audio-only TV show on Apple TV.
Oh, it's like a series?
I don't know. Yeah. I
Interesting.
never watched it, but maybe I will now. I'm kind of actually, yeah, I was looking it up on your Wikipedia and found the plot summaries are kind of interesting.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Like I thought it was like sort of straightforward, like crime thriller, but it seems like there are supernatural elements, so I'm a little more curious.
And also it'd be interesting, like if the episodes actually are kind of just audio with the visualizer.
I think I haven't tried. Let me see actually. Oh, it's an English adaptation of an original French series. Real life audio sources and minimal visuals. So, yeah.
Oh, cool. So that approach to there being a visual paired with the audio is both doable and a bit attractive. And we'll talk to Gradient to see what Gradient finds appealing about how the broadcast is displayed on the website. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds a good plan. And then we have to think about like what TFT pass stuff has, like what to list there. And then it's like the language about what TFT is. But I think I'm gonna reach out to Fawn and let them know that we figured out how to do the embed, and maybe I think they can start working on the layout or something. Unless do any of you have any specific ways in which you feel it should be laid out?
I'm open. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like if Fawn does it, I guess it would be part of one of the web pages in the Revolution website, so it would be in that kind of style. Which I love Fawn's style website. I don't know if they have this other Free School Now website that they made. It's so cute, so good. Okay, cool. So they could probably start laying it out while we're still working, because they can put the Lauren Ibsen text in the thing for this description of what a TFT is. And write out, I think this needs to be written out. I can give a stab at this, and then for wordsmithing, the instructions, the technical instruction part. And then we can bring it into Wordsmith. I think also we got to think about, like what TFT projects do we want to list here? And then it's just like what is a TFT? So maybe next meeting we can all bring something. I mean, I know Lamb Shift already brought what description?
I'll bring something next time.
Oh, it's so hard to write one. Oh, so avoiding it. Okay, I'll try. Yeah, I like it's actually less stressful to think Ripple how you describe it. So we're bringing all our things in it. It's like diffracting them. Like, yes, that makes sense. What if we
Yeah.
could run it through AI and be like, diffract this? Based on, Karen Barad's like, so they can research that and then based off of that.
That's awesome. I wonder, would they do it?
I think they would do it. I think they would try.
They would try.
Mhm. One of my mentees, they're really into working with AI chat to make like programming stuff and stuff like that. But they actually, yeah, we were having a conversation. They were taking our conversation and like talking with AI to come up with like the title of their group show. It was actually pretty good. I think they might have worked off of it. I have yet to engage with any of the chat stuff because I have resistance to it. But they were repulsive to it. We also didn't get to, I mean, we have 15 minutes left. We didn't do the close reading thing. Oh, we did lamb shift, and I talked about that. Which I think maybe I could share with you, Ripple, in terms of like what we're doing with this. And the way that I described it was like basically we're making a book report of like the TFTs. So because I think Lamshift maybe had questions about how to do the ethics, like what are we doing with the ethics? And then I was like, oh, I think at this stage we're like just kind of doing book reports of the TFT ones in terms of like what they said the ethics are, like what, sound okay with you, Ripple, or?
Yeah. My mind just went blank. That it was sounding okay to me until I forgot what you were saying.
About kind of approaching our close read.
Book report. Yeah.
I mean, I think one way that I'm thinking about why it's a book report, because I guess partly I want to honor what these people said or something, and try to like convey, like relate it in a different format, like some zine or text something, so that's a little bit more accessible. But then we can use that to make our own TFT ethics, like draw from that what works, and yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a helpful framing in Tangler. I appreciate it. To like make it feel like a bit more approachable.
So for the next, since it's kind of like the end of the meeting, I think maybe thinking about the next one. So like action items. I'm the chair of one of the committees at Otis, and so doing it's like action. What are the action items? So Lambship's going to reach out. I put all the emails in the agenda.
Thank you. That's awesome.
I'm going to wait. What was I supposed to do? Besides reaching out to Maxx and doing that, there's something else.
Drafting up language for TFT instruction or some part of the web page.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm putting it here. Action items. Okay, you know what? I'm putting it for all of us. So Land Shift is doing the. You know what? I need to share my screen. Thanks, we all doing this. Lashes, email, tiny health group. Oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna. I know it. Tingler. You know, I know what that one thing was.
Yeah.
Email Zach. Payment.
Oh, cool.
And then so Maxx Furby. I think this is two things. I'm gonna like email TFT Max's kind of like drawing and paid doc for people to add a question. Okay. And then I'm also going to reach out to Max and let him know that we are interested. Okay, and then the other thing is like language for draft of technical instructions. Now, since I'm here, I might as well put also bring in description of TFT. And then I can put Ripple there. Description.
Awesome.
Did it. Got the action items down.
Awesome. That's good. I like this. Having this documented is I appreciate that.
This I did say, yeah, I do think we should still talk about this at some point. And then also, so then next meeting we will hopefully be in a place where we're gonna order the test, or maybe we'll do that all through email. And then do you all want to split the time and again, which we didn't get to this, or just focus on one thing at a time? So for example, we could split it to do the diffraction of our descriptions, right? Like and then do like, for example, wordsmith the technical instructions for like a part of the time and then go to the close read of TFT for the other half? Or do you want to do one or the other, or
Do two things. An hour each, or 45 minutes each.
Well,
and if we finish, I think there's a good chance we could finish the webpage language a little sooner and then yield the time to the other thing.
especially if we use AI. Be like diffract it. Ripple, are you so against it?
I'm not that against it, but I mean, I guess I am pretty against it. It has its place, and it's outside of our bay right now. Until we've made our own bay AI, I don't think it should be allowed, because we don't know whose trauma is visiting us.
Oh, so wait, this is interesting. So you're making I think like no existing AI until we have our bay.
So too hardline.
There's part of me who also feels that way, so I appreciate it. But I also wonder, yeah, too hard. Like, what is that? What are we producing? I mean, also then I'm like, oh, the poor AI. Like, this is after like when I don't know if you have read Audre Lorde's uses of the erotic, but she's like so like porn is so like kind of like poo-poos on porn that I started feeling bad about porn. I'm like, poor porn. So similarly, I'm like, oh, the poor, poor AI, the poor chat GPT-3, they're like really trying, it's like I don't know. Or maybe they do, I don't know. Maybe they can't help it. But then they're also like us. We're made of the same world, the same stardust. Isn't that what saying that Carl Sagan said or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. My phone's in a bag of rice right now. I dropped it in a puddle today, and now they're not able to play music in their speaker. So, same stuff, Stardust.
Oh, it works, right? Putting it in rice.
Yeah, it's worked every single time I've tried it.
So interesting. Like
Every single time. Like there have been such issues with my phone regarding wetness, and it's just a matter, like sometimes it takes weeks in rice, but it always works. It's awesome.
Like that. I think that's some cool, like, I don't know, relationship that's going on there.
Right. It's all Stardust and like the diffraction or whatever. It's we relate differently based on the different circumstances of their forms. And
is it because the rice is supposed to absorb it? Why rice? Is the rice supposed to pull out the moisture?
That's my understanding.
I've always heard, yeah.
Someone also said you can use those packets that you get to preserve stuff, like
Yeah, silica packets.
silica packets. I heard that works too.
And they have less of a chance of turning into goo and getting stuck in your speaker hole.
Wait, rice actually.
People say that it's a risk. I don't know if it's actually happened. But, you know, if rice gets wet, it gets sticky, right?
Has it ever gotten gooey?
Yeah, has it ever happened to you?
No. I every time I do have to pull out hard rice, dry rice from my speaker holes, but the degree of moisture is always so low. It doesn't get super gooey.
Wow, so rice is like a super absorbent. Like
Absorbent enough.
Yeah, it really is. I'm gonna send out. I'm gonna put together that email and send it out tonight. I have some motivation to do that, so look out for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some food. Oh, it's late for you, Ripple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, damn.
How much longer is your trip?
Coming back on Saturday.
Okay.
So the week, but just the weekdays.
All right, shall we depart?
Yeah.
See you next week.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.